is, man.
You good, bro?
All right, fellas. So, will Jay Z always be the GOAT? That's the question. Will he always be the
Mm.
GOAT?
Uh, my opinion, he's always gonna be the GOAT. Always. Kind of like when we did the Jordan. Will Jordan always be the GOAT? Um,
Can't put 11-foot rims in rap.
like I think I just heard a bar, a lyric from Jay. I heard it from the day. It's probably old, um, but it's not like older stuff, but it's like recently old, and he's still dropping bars. Like, is he 50?
Yeah.
He like
No.
50,
Yeah, I think he is.
and he's still dropping bars. Like, it was a song with him and Beyonce. I think he will always be the GOAT because not only like does he got like when we talk about like Jordan got 6-0 in the finals, like he's that 6-0 in the finals, and he got longevity. Like he like LeBron and Jordan mixed in one. Like he got championships and he got the longevity. Like, to me, he gonna always be the GOAT, man.
Ooh. They got what? They got 13 of them, right?
13. What first?
13 albums, right? I want to say 444 was 13, and then I guess the joint album that he had with Jay Electronica was 14.
Nah, he has to have more, right? Because 96 to when did the Black album end? That's not
The Black album was 2003, 2002, 2003, because I was in college.
So that's what, 7.
And then he had the joints with Kanye. I'll say this. It's kind of like when we were talking about Tom Brady, right? The longevity is what gets me. The consistency of like when he first started, like it wasn't too many radio bops, right? And he really hasn't needed a radio bop to sell his records. And I mean, of course, us being a little bit older, we appreciate his older work and probably listen to that maybe a lot more than his newer stuff, even though I think like his newer stuff is more evolved. You can tell his growth just as a man, as a person, and what he wants to spread as far as the like speaking more about inclusion, wealth, all those types of things. So with that being said, I mean like the evolution of Jay-Z we've all seen, and I haven't seen too many MCs be able to do that. To be able to have it not just be about rap, but the content in your rap change from you hustling to now you on and button ups and you trying to buy a team to now you trying to get to a B, then you got to a B, now you trying to help everybody out, and now you've kind of tapped into your spiritual side and whatnot. So it's almost like we've seen his real life play out among his music.
He now
and to me, what'd you say?
No, I was gonna say now, like he's somebody we talked about earlier. You can write a story on, like a script.
Yeah, and you can really see like him evolving. I haven't seen that in too many hip hop artists, and still be able to do his thing in each of the eras that he's been in. Because like he was in the early '90s era. Like let's be honest, like he was on Hawaiian Sophie with Jazzo. He wore the big dookie rope chains and all of that. You know what I mean? So he was in that era. He was spitting fast like Twista, switched it up a little bit. Then he start getting on, trying to ride the flows of it. I say all that to say, yeah, I would still have Jay as a GOAT until I see somebody evolve the way that he has and be as consistent. And I'm a huge Nas fan, just FYI.
I don't even know.
Yeah, I know.
I
I
don't even
know.
know why that matters. But
It does. It. Oh,
why?
don't do that. Don't do
It
that.
shouldn't matter, brother. It shouldn't
It
matter,
does.
brother. It shouldn't. I don't know why, but it shouldn't. But I'm gonna
Nas
use
gets attention.
Jay's. I'm gonna use Jay's own words to say why he's the GOAT. And y'all pretty much said it. But this is his own words, and it's the pretty much just the opening bars from What More Can I Say? There's never been a nigga this good for this long. You know what I mean? This
LL.
hood, this hood or this pop. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? With so many different, like that's just what it is. It's the longevity along with the consistency of it. Like people will poke holes in his album really sometimes just because like you have to critique it. Like
Mm-hmm.
you have to find something negative about it. But for the most part, it's just been consistent. And I remember from 96 to '03, you knew Jay was gonna come with a summer banger.
Yeah.
You knew it. You knew it was coming. He was gonna come with some heat and he was gonna rule the fourth quarter. You knew it was coming. It was whether or not you could be prepared for it or not. And I've heard a lot of different people say a lot of different things, but this is what I'll say. He'll always be the GOAT to those of us who would be considered East Coast hip hop.
So then
Because
who will be the GOAT on the West?
I can say
I
I
was
think he's
getting ready
still
to
the
say,
GOAT on the West.
I was, huh? What'd
Snoop?
you say?
I still think that they think he's the GOAT on the West, and I'm gonna tell you why after you say what you said.
I don't think so because different coasts, they don't really bang with him like that. Like they enjoy his music, but when you hear them talk, they'll tell and they respect him. But when you hear them talk, they'll be like, you hear Trick Daddy say, I never thought Jay-Z was the best rapper in the business at any point in time. You hear
Mm-hmm.
people from the West Coast say, I never thought Jay-Z was the best rapper in the game at any point in time. He might have been the hottest, but he wasn't ever the best. So I just think that for us, that kind of, as you said, seen the maturation and
Mm-hmm.
the growth because we experienced it. Some of us feel like some of us over here, if you were from New York, you lived it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You seen it firsthand. So for them, yeah. But if you're a guy that you didn't really hear Jay-Z until Big Pimpin', you missed that early ride. If you didn't come in until uh the Nas the Nas beef in '01, you miss a lot of the
You did.
ride. So
You did.
you don't have the same I guess feelings, you know what I mean, an emotional attachment to it because you weren't there to actually experience all of that. So I just feel like it for us that would be considered East Coast hip hop, we'll feel like Jay-Z is the GOAT probably forever. But I think that's what it is. I think he will be the GOAT of East Coast hip hop because when we start talking about consistency and longevity, we can talk about other guys from other places because what Snoop's run is ridiculous out
Snoop did a
on the
gospel
West.
album. He did a reggae
You know what I
album.
mean? Like you look at a guy like Face and what he did in Houston, like guys are not going to just back down and be like Jay-Z's the GOAT. Nah, not down here. He not FJZ. You know what I mean? So for us, yeah, but I just don't think it's something that will be universal.
I think this is why I say I think the West Coast would think he is because I remember it was an interview, um, and Snoop and them was writing the album. I think it was Snoop and Dre. It was writing the album, and they said they were stuck. They were stuck. They couldn't write. They said they called Big Homie from New York. Tell him what it was. He said he came out. He wrote the whole album. Like, he wrote the whole album. I don't care what you think, what you say.
Dude, there's we can go through that in probably multiple regions.
Yeah.
Jay has a uniqueness. Jay had a period of uniqueness in the way that his bars were delivered. That even when somebody else were reciting them, you could tell it was Jay.
It was Jay. You can tell. And they said they was like, dang.
He was ghostwriting. He was ghostwriting all over the place.
So for me, that's why I'll be like, man.
So I feel you on that. But he was ghostwriting. So to a diehard fan, hey, I don't care nothing about that. Think about it. People consider Drake.
Yeah, Drake.
Because he's the one delivering. Because he's the one delivering the bar, so they don't care about
it's
that.
It's different when you are a ghostwriter
alone. See, you got that East Coast in you, bro. That's that East Coast bias in you, bro.
I'm just saying,
that's that East Coast bias in you, bro.
It's not the East Coast bias.
Yes, it is. Because guess what? That's how we were. That's how we were raised, bro. Like, you write your own bars.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else, it's about who's delivering it. Who's delivering it. Think about it. Cube was pretty much writing the whole NWA album.
Yep. Cube
was pretty much
he was writing every bar. Yep.
NWA album, but guess what? Though most people won't even consider the guys on NWA. They won't consider those dudes real MCs like that. Even though Ren did write a lot of his stuff, and I thought Ren was tough, but Cube is gonna be up there with Snoop.
I agree.
When you start talking about West, and then people are gonna say, man, at some point in time, guess what? Cube was the best rapper at one point.
Who, Cube?
Mm-hmm.
He was.
And those same people won't think that at some point Jay-Z was the best rapper.
Nah, see, Jay. Listen, Jay wrote down South people stuff.
Like I said, every region. Every region. You can hear it. You can hear it with certain. You can hear it in certain guys' bars when they deliver it. Like,
but when it comes to bars, though, like, I give him the GOAT for overall, right? But him versus Andre 3000, I don't know.
Lyrically,
I don't know.
It ain't no I don't know. Lyrically, listen, if I'm being real, I love Jay. Jay's my favorite rapper of all time. He is the greatest artist, the greatest completion, the package of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Lyrically, he ain't touching Andre. Lyrically, is he touching Luda? I don't know if he's touching Luda lyrically.
Are you kidding yourself?
That's
come on, man. Don't do that.
That's
Luda.
Luda is very creative, right? He's a very animated and he's very talented. But nah.
What we saying? Listen, Eminem is very imaginative, but I don't bang with Eminem talk about. But Eminem lyrically, he's the truth.
Yeah, I give you that. But it's Luda though.
I like Luda lyrically.
I think Luda's tough.
I do too, but I only think Luda can get out of his own state first, let alone
he can't get out of his own state. Andre there.
You got Andre, you got Tip.
Either state.
You said either state?
Yeah.
Illinois too.
Yeah.
Oh, who's from Chicago?
Comments.
So you saying Jay is better than Luda lyrically? Okay, I give you that. Is he better? So listen, let me ask you this question, because the reason that I asked the question is because a lot of these younger folk has put Wayne as the GOAT.
I'm not gonna be that this was that's their GOAT.
Hold on, man. Hold on. I laugh because it's an infatuation, man. Like people love him, and because they love him, they gravitate towards the music and they boost the music up way higher than it really is, man.
I don't
Like,
think it's
like
that
people.
though, Biv.
Yes, it is, bro.
I think
Yes,
it's
it
the
is, bro.
mixtapes.
But
It's
see
his
that,
mixtape run.
but even that had a stopping point.
It did.
It
It
had a
did.
stopping point. Like, and people were continuing on to say like he was putting out this great music, and I'm like, nah, no, it's not.
I like the
No, it's
Carters.
not.
The Carters. I ain't gonna lie. I like the Carters.
I know.
After I was
I
done after
like.
two.
I like the Carter
I,
3.
Trash. I threw
Carter
it out on. I
5
threw it. We
or
threw it
Carter
out.
4.
We threw it out on the highway. It was out
I
on
am.
the
What did you say?
Interstate
Not
4.
a. I am not a human, or what the freak you say?
I don't know. I stopped listening.
I'll tell you this. I purchased the first Carter because it shocked me. It did not sound like
Lil
what
Wayne.
was it, 500 degrees?
Yeah, yeah. He switched up his whole flow.
Yeah, man, Gilly
Listen,
was
it-
in.
sound like
Gilly
Lil
I
Wayne.
was.
knew he
It
was gonna
sound
say
like Jay
it.
Z wrote
I
this
knew
joint.
Gilly was.
I
Gilly
knew he
was.
was gonna say
Now,
it.
hold on. Gilly did not write a bar. It was the influence, because if you were following Wayne, the maturation was starting to happen on the 18 mixtapes. So you
Mhm.
could hear the maturation and the development of the bars, because you got to remember, man, he was a kid. So
Right.
he was, when people came around him, people were able to imprint on him. They were influencing. Gilly was a dude from Philly. He from New
Mhm.
Orleans. So when he came down there, he probably gravitated to him. So all of a sudden, ain't nobody from New Orleans saying ball.
He
Come on.
definitely had an East
All
Coast
of a
flow.
sudden, he started talking about ball this and ball that. Like he just was had an influence. Gilly was in there. All of a sudden, his cadences was changing.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was changing about him. The bars were still the bars. Wayne been spitting since he was Hot Boys.
Mm-hmm.
It might have been a little weird because his voice was young. Like you didn't really pay it no
Kept it.
mind. But
Yeah.
Wayne was barring on the block is hot. Like he
Mm-hmm.
been barring since he been in the game. He was just different. But as he got older, he started experiencing more. He was rapping about different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gilly came in and the maturation happened, and it was a perfection
Mm-hmm.
that nobody was ready for, and it exploded. But for me, it's the mixtape. I don't think he's the best rambler ever. I
Sith
don't care.
Rambler.
He's the best rambler ever. The dude's mind works weird. So he could throw together metaphors and similes that is just stupid. It won't make sense to the whole gathering of the whatever verse or freestyle he got. But each bar is gonna be ridiculous.
But that's why he killed the mixtape game.
That's why he kills the mixtape game. And for me, when I hear an album, I don't want to hear mixtape stuff. I do not want to hear a whole bunch of rambling. And that's what you get. A milli is a whole bunch of just rambling. It's a hit. Yes, it's a hit. But it's not a
So you need some
song. It's a
concepts.
bunch of rambling. It's a bunch of rambling. It has no context to it. None. It's just a bunch of rambling. But guess what? That's what he's best at. Because nobody can do it better than him. I don't care what anybody says. When you you talk about just straight line for line, bar for bar, I don't think there's too many people that could touch Wayne. But when they come together, you want him to put together 16 in a hook consistently, he struggles with it. He does. He struggles with it. A lot of the times when you ask when he has to do that, he struggles with it. But just put a beat on and tell him go get it. I don't think so many people want to see him, bro. Just being real. Put a beat on, tell him go get it. Just go right.
I've
You don't
always
want to see.
considered.
You don't want to see that guy.
I've always considered myself a bar guy, and I'm his bar game as far as the mixtapes is impressive.
Man, that dude different.
But just like overall, I guess it's because I'm from
I don't really like
but
it.
I mean because you got East Coast people that feel that way, which I think is just the errors, and I really think that like even though like we're in our mid 30s, right? Like the ones that are in the early 30s caught Wayne at a very good time, like because mixtape Wayne came when I was supposed to be in college, but I was out of college, right? Like 05, 06, 07, 08, around there, right? Whereas that was like some people's high school years going into their young adult life. So at that time, I still remember to this day, senior year, when the Twin Towers hit, Blueprint was coming out, and we was trying to go to what we had tunes to go get the Blueprint. And as soon as we heard it, it was like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing since sliced bread. When you got Kanye West beats on, so I get the impressions and the reason as to why they would feel like that, but overall package from 96 to 2000 and whatever, 18, I guess it was last, or 19, I don't know, but Jay's been doing this for way too long, man.
You just
Way
made me
too
think
long.
of another topic, hip hop wise, that we gotta talk about. We don't talk about tonight, but I'm gonna throw it out there as a hanger. Who had the greatest run? Like, we talking about Lil Wayne, his mixtape era, or we talking about the G Unit era with 50 Cent, or we talking about Lil Jay-Z era, like DMX run. Like, we ain't gonna talk about right now.
You got to give a time frame though.
Hold on.
I'm gonna just say run, because
Hold on. That's, to me, I can answer that right now for you, but it's fifth. Like there's no comparison. There's absolutely
hold on, man.
positively
We gotta chop it up.
no
I might pick somebody else.
comparison. There's
Tomorrow
no
gonna pick somebody
Even
else.
with
comparison.
Curtis,
There's no compare, dude. See,
Listen,
there's no
now we
compare.
got- now
There's
we're gonna-
You just said-
no
See, you just said
comparison. There's no
G Unit,
comparison.
G
Yes,
Unit.
there's no
Okay,
comparison.
okay,
You know why?
okay.
You know why I'm gonna say there's no
Because they all
comparison?
went platinum.
Exactly.
I
Name
give
me
you that.
another one.
Okay.
Name me another one.
I give you that. I
Nope,
give you
I
that.
give you one. Because
Name
listen,
me another one.
listen, I'm not gonna say X. Because when we say X,
Tony
we say-
Yayo went platinum, bro.
huh?
Tony Yayo went platinum.
Name me another.
No.
Run.
We're not talking about all 50 Cent people. We just talking about just 50 Cent.
No.
He said no. He said
That's
G Unit
him.
though. He
No.
said G Unit.
No. It's not G Unit. It's 50 Cent. That is his impact. That is him. That's him. You can't say impact or run and not include that, because that is part of his run.
Do you
All right, so
include Power?
we're gonna definitely have to chop this up.
Huh?
Do
Definitely
you,
gonna have
do
to
you
chop
include
it up.
Power?
No.
We include
Okay,
Power.
okay.
Include
Listen,
that.
that's right
No,
there.
I'm just talking about musical impact. We're talking about a dude out the gate. The numbers is ridiculous. Like, come on, man. The numbers is ridiculous out of the gate.
Listen, I
And
want to
then
go over.
everybody in the crew.
That's the one though.
Black.
That's the kicker for me. Like Tony,
That's tough.
no knock to
That's
Tony
tough.
Yayo at all, but he was the hype man.
Yes,
He
it
was
is
a
a
hype-
knock.
hype
Yes, it
man,
is a
and he
knock to
went
Tony
platinum.
Yayo. Yes, it is a knock to Tony Yayo. But guess what? Though the first hit, in every song, every single, guess who won them?
50.
Fifth.
50.
Okay, and then go look it up. Chameleonaire. What he said? He told Chameleonaire. Chameleonaire said it in an interview. He said 50 Cent dissed him.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
And he said he needed to pull up on Fifth. Like, man, what's going on? I thought he was cool. And he said, man, Fifth told him, I threw you an alley oop and you ain't dunk. If you were responding, you would have been everywhere. All you had to do was respond. You could have said anything.
And he did stop.
There's no way. There's another clip. Jay told Bleak, Beans, all of them, get all the music you can right now for the streets, because 50 is coming. It's a wave coming, bro. There's nothing in the history, especially of hip hop. There's nothing.
He stopped the career too.
They didn't stop no careers. They did that to themselves. Man.
He did.
He just showed up at the right time.
Oh my God. Listen, Biv.
He just showed up at the right time.
We about to go on.
Nah, bro, come on, man. He just showed up at the road. They was already under indictment. They could literally. They was already under indictment. They was going downhill anyway. He just happened to be
without you.
He just happened to
Listen, I'm gonna
he
say
just
this.
He just showed up at the right time. He was just
listen,
bad. He was just the wrong guy at the right time.
Listen, he had the streets on lock, bro. He had the music industry on lock. If he had an indictment, I don't know if 50 would be 50 because Ja Rule had everything on
Whoa,
lock.
no, don't go that. Don't do that to
All
yourself.
right, let's
No.
let's
50 Cent had the streets on the mixtape game.
I'm talking
did.
about the music industry.
No. The streets.
the streets.
The streets. 50 Cent had that on lock, bro. He was murdering everybody else's hits. They weren't playing them in the club anymore. They were playing 50 Cent's versions of their radio hit. They were playing 50 Cent's versions in the club. So the buzz was there. Ja was just not able to continue his own buzz. They could have competed, and it could have went on for years. But the street side of that was just getting out of control. And it was probably going to lead to a Biggie and Pac situation. Just being real, if Murder Inc. didn't get the indictment, yeah, that was literally the best worst thing that could have happened to them.
But let's
somebody would have died.
Let's park that.
Yeah, we got to because listen, I'm gonna go. Yeah, we got to park it. We're gonna park it.
because you got to prove to me that because I don't know a run like that. I don't. You look at the numbers between Get Rich, The Massacre.
I seen all the numbers.
Banks, Buck, the G Unit album. My God, like I don't know. I don't know of another run like that.
I know somebody who went platinum and he went platinum with 2 albums in the same year. But anyway, listen, we're going.
That was a great year for X.
Hold on. Time out, T-Mart. We're comparing 1 year and 2 albums to a span of 5 years in like 8.
No, I just said, listen.
Are we serious right now?
Like, I don't care how long your run was, right? I don't care if your run was 3 years or your run was 10 years. I'm saying who your run.
I knew he was gonna say X.
I know he was gonna say. I know he was gonna say X.
No. He didn't say it. He didn't say it. He just gave a clue.
Listen, I didn't say X yet. I didn't say X because look, we can talk about Snoop run. We can talk about anybody run.
Again,
Snoop's still running though.
He's still running, but Snoop run still not 5th.
Listen, I hear you. That's why we got park this.
Because for me, it's the guys like he was touching other people's stuff and making them go platinum at the same time. That is just freaking mind blowing to think. Like everybody else in the group, everybody was coming out with clicks, whether it was Dipset, everybody had clicks, but nobody's click could do it. Luda had a click. He was hot. I don't even remember those dudes' names. Come on,
somebody click that was hotter than their click.
E20.
Who?
We got. Listen, I ain't gonna talk about it right now, man.
Man, come on, man. We in it now. Let's go. Who? We here now.
Listen.
Who?
Rough Riders. You have Rough Riders. You have Rock.
Okay, the Rough Riders. They already had a guy. They had a group that's already come off of Bad Boy. So we're not gonna count them.
No. You have to count.
He said
no.
So
wait a minute. So who's buzzing?
You have to count them. You have to count them.
Hold on. So
hold on. You have to count them because they were actually the ones who paved the way for Rough Riders. They got on so everybody else could get on.
Okay. So we count. Okay,
Eve
all right.
Platinum. Dragon went platinum.
Dragon was nowhere near platinum. Dragon, did he have an album come out?
I think he did.
No, he didn't. He didn't. He never had a Dragon.
I think,
dude, it's the Locks.
Yes, he did.
Even X.
I think he
That's
did.
where the buck stops.
That's
where the buck stops. The Locks, Even X. That's where the buck stops with the
okay. Locks, Eve, X.
And that's it.
Swiss, who was in there? Swiss was part of the Rough Riders.
Dragon was gold.
So we're gonna go. So we're throwing in producers now too. We're throwing in producers now too. We're throwing producers.
Well, then that's still not fair because you got Dre, bro.
Huh? Let me ask you this question.
I got Dre. I don't even have to go through Dre. I don't even have to go to Dre.
Can I ask y'all one question?
I can go through the exclusive
producers
into the run? Like Chemist.
Can I add Missy into the run, man?
No, that's to me. That's a Timberland run. Now you want to talk Tim?
Who?
I'll give you Tim. That's a Tim. To me, they are two, because Tim did the beats, Missy did the writing. So to me, they are one and the same.
So can we add them in the run?
And I'll take. You know what? I'll say them. That's the greatest run because they were making artists. Right. They were literally making artists.
We add them into the run.
Missy was writing and Tim was doing beats, and that run really never really stopped, honestly. hits. Tim's still making hits, and Missy's still writing hits. So, honestly, just being real.
So listen,
Like being real. I'm just being real. Like Aaliyah, that's all Missy writing and Tim hits. I mean, let's be real. Anything with Aaliyah attached to it, Missy wrote it. Tim made the beat. And then Missy herself Missy wrote it. Tim made the beat.
I think
guess we're not parking it.
Yeah, now we don't have to park it because listen, I'm probably gonna get in trouble soon.
Yeah. The parallel park it.
But I'm gonna say
that's gonna say that run. But producers are different.
I can say, listen, we can say Jay, we can say Jay. He's a run.
See, but we already said he could go for his run.
I know.
See, for me, it was just that initial. For me, it's that nobody had that initial impact like this. That initial impact, that explosion, it was just
I'm saying like run.
Talking about mind-boggling. See,
Lil Wayne mixtape run.
Lil Wayne's mixtape run. I don't know though, man. Because Jeezy had a mixtape run. That was
we're talking about mixtape runs. All right. Let's stop.
Yeah. Please.
Woo. Yeah, let's.
Because listen.
Because right now, I don't think anybody's gonna top this Drake run.
All right. We're gonna talk about
this Drake run, yo.
Hey, Michael Jackson had a Drake run.
Hold on. Literally the other day, right? I was coming over work, y'all. 4 straight songs, Drake, on the radio. 4. I was like, man, my whole ride home was Drake. I should have just threw on the album. What's the difference? Yo, his run is gonna be ridiculous. See, and that's why people consider him the GOAT, man. Like you can't argue his hits, man. Like you can't argue. Numbers don't. Women lie, men lie. Most of the time, numbers don't lie.
Mm-mm.
And his numbers is bonkers. He gonna be the Kareem of the conversation. He gonna have all the numbers, and people just gonna not look at want to talk about the substance of it. You know what I'm saying? So
I ain't gonna say nothing else because they're gonna reel me back in.
Yeah. We're gonna have to revisit this conversation.
Yeah, because that Drake run is stupid. I just thought about it like that run is dumb.
So final thoughts. Jay is the GOAT.
Continued.
Yeah, to be continued.
to be continued on the run. But as far as Jay being the GOAT for me, I think just to us, man. Just to us East Coast dudes, man. I think
universally, like if you Google anything universally, he's always gonna be in that top 2.
You in the hip hop group? You in a hip hop group? Not with dudes from all over on Facebook. If you're not, you got friends from all over?
Do I have friends from all over?
Just pose it. Just pose that question on Facebook. Will Jay always be the GOAT? And most of you, I guarantee you, get a lot of people say he not the GOAT now. What do you mean always?
Yeah, no, I hear. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
And there's a lot of guys our age, man, that think Lil Wayne the GOAT.
Listen, this is what I say. That's what I'm gonna say. Universally, people say Jordan is the GOAT or LeBron is the GOAT. But you ask a certain group, they ain't gonna say some of them. They ain't gonna say Bron or Jordan. Some of them may say Oscar. Some of them may say Bill. But at the end of the day, universally, I think it's either Jordan or Bron that's in the conversation. Just like I think universally, Jay will always be in the conversation, which means to me, he's always gonna be the GOAT.
And I still think it's depending on where you're asking that question.
Jay is my GOAT all around. He's one of my favorites. Yeah. But I definitely critique the bars. And bar for bar, check for check. I don't know if he's all the way there, but overall, Jay, my guy, man.
Yes, sir. So
all right, man.
That's it.
All right, y'all.
Peace out.
I'll let y'all.